Hey everyone, I just finished up making this card and I think it's going to be one of my favorite cards. It is made with the Latte Love paper and stamps and dies, which is all about coffee. And it has this beautiful saying that says, "You're the best part of my day." And so I made this card for my husband, who makes me delicious coffee most mornings. And I couldn't be more thankful for that. And he is the best part of my day, especially when he's bringing me a coffee in the morning. Here's the inside of the card. And I've made a little video to show you the dimensions and the process for making this. You'll see, I will take a picture with my favorite coffee cup that looks pretty much just like this. And you'll see why I love this so much. So here's a quick walkthrough of the supplies and the cuts that we have for this card. First, the card base is cut at 5.5 by 7 3/4. I've scored it at 5.5 inches in. I'm sorry, I scored it at 4 1/4 inches in and then folded it. So the front of the card doesn't fully cover the back, and you'll see why in a few minutes. Then the other pieces we have, a piece of cardstock. This will be the mat on the inside of the card. This is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. We'll have a same color, I think this is toffee, cardstock. Mat on the front of the card. This is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. We have this strip cut from the designer paper, 3/4 inches wide by 5 1/8 inch long. These three pieces will be going on the front of the card. So we have, I cut this at 4 inches by 3 inches and then cut it in half. So it's 2 by 3, 2 by 3, and then a 1 by 3 will go in the middle. This is all paper from the Latte Love patterned paper set. On the inside, we'll have this white mat for writing your note on. This will be 3 inches by 5 1/8. And then I have cut and stamped these two coffee cups. This is a light blue. I don't know the name of that color. And then I've cut one in the toffee as well and stamped those. For stamp colors on that, on the blue, I used Pretty Peacock. And then I used Nutmeg to stamp the brown coffee inside. And I used Espresso to stamp the design on that one. And then I just have one more stamp to do to get this ready. We'll be stamping "You're the Best Part of My Day" on this sentiment strip, which is 1 by 3. I have 3 little pieces of bling to put on the front and a piece of ribbon that's about 7 inches long. So those are the supplies and the sizes that you need. I'm using the Latte Love paper, and I'm also using the stamp set and die cuts from this stamp. So let's work on the last bit of stamping and the assembly. I've cleaned off my glass mat with all the writing, which I really love. You can just take a wipe and it comes right off. You can get glue on it, paint on it. It's fabulous for cleanup. I also put tape on some of my pieces to make it go a little quicker. So we're going to stamp our sentiment, "You're the best part of my day," on this strip. I'm going to use the nutmeg. And I'm going to put it about in the middle because I'm going to notch one end to make it like a banner, and we'll put some bling over on this side. So that's done. Now I'm going to stamp on the inside. This set has beautiful little coffee cup with the espresso designs on it. So I'm going to use that 2-part stamping. using Pretty Peacock, the color of my card base, to do the cup. I'm going to put it down here in the bottom right. And then I'm going to use the nutmeg again, this brown color, on the stamp that will stamp the coffee with the beautiful little heart design in the middle of my cup. And with these nice clear stamp sets, you can see right through it and position that. Isn't that beautiful? And so this card I'm making for my husband, who makes the absolute best coffee in the world and frequently spoils me by making it while I'm getting ready and bringing it up to me in the morning. So he really deserves this card. And he makes a delicious espresso with his own design on it. Not really the Starbucks kind of thing, but it's beautiful. All right, so let's get started. Let's do the inside first. So on the inside, we have the larger piece of cardstock, and I'm gonna put this centered, so we just have a nice little bit of the background color peeking through. Now, if you want, you could stamp more words on the inside. I'm gonna leave it nice big space for a personalized note. And actually, before I tape that down, I'm gonna put down my strip so we get this position just right. Now, this strip you wanna put very close to the brown edge so you can just see the brown edge for some more matting. But then when you close it, you'll see that from the front of the card. And then this one will kind of center between all the other pieces there. So that'll be the inside of the card. And now let's do the front. So first we have this piece of brown matting, and sometimes you can work on it like this with it open, so it's easier to get everything straight. So we'll put the brown mat centered in the front of the Pretty Peacock. And then we have our two pieces of, I just want to make sure this is going right. Yep. Two pieces of striped paper. We'll put one at the top and one at the bottom. And try to line up the design. That's why I cut it from one piece and then cut that piece in two, so we have a match set. And then we have this lovely tiny little coffee cup design that goes in the middle. And you put the middle in last in case you need to overlap it or space it between the two. Now let's put down our ribbon. So I just have, I think, like a 7-inch ribbon here. I'm cutting it in half, and I'm angling the ends. And this is like a burlap kind of ribbon. So I'm not gonna try and tie a bow or anything. I'm just gonna put down some tape and let both pieces kind of crisscross. This will be behind our coffee cups, which will have a little dimension on them. But it adds some really nice texture and I think kind of keeps with the look. All right, now coffee cup. First one, I'll put down the brown. And I'm gonna put that kind of way up here. And then I'll put the blue one down, and I've added dimensional tape on the back of these, so these pop up a bit off of the card. All right, and then on my sentiment, I'm going to make a nice little banner edge. I do that a lot. I feel like it fancies things up. And I feel like that's just a little too long. So I'm just gonna snip off a bit of that. Okay, that looks great. Tape that down. And then we'll just finish it off with a little bit of bling. So I'm gonna put a little tiny one up there. Put one over here. Actually, I think I'm just gonna put two right there. Balance off the space on that sentiment. And there you have it. A beautiful little coffee card to show those around you appreciate them. And so who is the best part of your day? You might want to make a card like this for them. I will be doing this card on an upcoming card buffet. So let me know if you want to join me and make this with me. So just as I was finishing this card up, I was thinking I wanted to put a little heart on that blue cup, because actually my favorite coffee cup is one that I made with my girlfriends at a pottery place where you paint your own. And I made a nice big, it's gigantic. It actually is marketed as one that holds, I think, a pint of ice cream or whatever the little Ben & Jerry's ones are. I've never used it for ice cream, but it's a beautiful big coffee cup, and it's blue and it has a red heart on it. So I went looking through all of my dies and stamps, and I couldn't find anything that had a heart that around that size. So went to the trusty Cricut and picked a heart shape and cut out a bunch of those with some cherry cobbler cardstock and put that on. I think it's perfect. I'll be sure to take a picture of this card next to my coffee cup so you can see what inspired me there. So don't be afraid to go back and change things up or add things after you're done. So there's my card. Thanks for joining me.